2011 is Euromonitor International's fourth year of carrying out research for the Drinks International Millionaires Club. The Millionaires Club is an annual listing of spirits brands with sales over 1 million 9-liter cases. In this video, we will highlight this year's key findings, discuss the state of the economy in Southern Europe and the potential offered by emerging markets, such as Russia, and discuss the overall trends in global alcoholic drinks sales.
We had another record number of brands appearing in the list this year, with 172 appearing, including 18 new brands, with the main arrival coming from a large number of vodka brands from Belarus. Pernod Ricard remained the leading player with the most number of brands in the list, with 21. But they were closely followed by United Spirits, who saw their number of brands increase by another one. The largest spirits company in the world by volume, Diageo, only had 14 brands, but many of its brands were some of the largest sellers, such as Smirnoff Vodka and Johnnie Walker Scotch. The South Korean soju brand Jinro was again the leading brand in the list, with 68 million cases. And that's nearly 3 times the amount of the second place brand, which is Diageo's international vodka brand Smirnoff. The fastest growing brands continue to be those local brands, Indian spirits brands, due to the strong double-digit growth within that market. Brands such as Diageo's J&B, which were strongly focused on the Spanish market, which continues to suffer, saw volumes either stagnate or their growth rates reduced strongly. So while the Johnnie Walker brand saw good growth because it has a presence in a number of emerging markets, its growth was held back by declines in key core markets such as Greece and the US.
As reflected in the Millionaires Club ranking, 2010 was a difficult year for the alcoholic drinks industry in Western Europe as a whole. And in particular, it was tough on the so-called PIGS, Portugal, Italy, Greece, and Spain, countries that are still struggling to see recovery after the global financial crisis. Broadly speaking, consumers are moderating the amount of alcohol that they consume, number one. Number two, they are switching to more affordable brands. And lastly, they are switching the venue through which they consume alcohol. So instead of purchasing drinks in the on-trade, they're going to the off-trade channels, such as supermarket, hypermarkets, convenience stores, and taking their drinks home. So these three trends in the market combined have a particularly detrimental effect on-trade spirits, which represent the most expensive product category through the most expensive channel. In Greece, for example, consumers are switching to beer, and if they do consume spirits, they're switching to more traditional types of drinks that have a strong tradition in the country, such as Ozu and Sipuro. In Italy, spirits are also suffering, but there is a silver lining, which in this case is the bitters category, more specifically Aperol, which is something that's seen huge success in recent years despite the crisis. The spirits category in Spain has not done very well. This is primarily due to the high unit price in comparison to other alcoholic drinks categories. But there is an interesting trend that's happening, which is the resurgence of gin, or ginebra, the most popular drink, gin tonic, which is traditionally been consumed by the older generations, is seeing a new wave of consumption. And this is most likely due to the sophisticated image that it has now among young consumers. Moving into a different category, in Portugal, the wine market, interestingly, is not doing so poorly. This is mostly due to wines such as Porto Madeira, which are very traditional brands doing quite well. And this is something that ties a bit into what's happening in Greece, where nostalgia and tradition are kind of the saving grace.
In 2010, we saw some categories of alcoholic drink showing the stunning volume growth. I'm talking about imported premium alcoholic drinks such as whiskey, cognac, rum, tequila, and etc. Despite the fact that share of these drinks in Russia is really small, less than 5%, these are the categories that show the highest increase in volume sales in 2010. One of the largest subcategories in the premium alcoholic drinks is whiskey in Russia. Whiskey showed 40% volume growth last year. and reached almost 20 million liters in Russia. About 80% of whiskey is imported from UK, 10% from Ireland, and about 8% from the US and Canada. Local Russian alcoholic drink producers have been actively considering launching local cheap whiskey brand with retail price around $15 because they believe that such brand would have a great potential here due to low base. The real French cognac has similar size as whiskey in Russia. It showed 33% increase in value terms last year. Unlike whiskey, cognac has cheaper alternatives here. Locally produced brandies as well as so-called Armenian cognacs are widely distributed in Russia. One of the main reasons for this sharp growth of premium imported alcoholic drink sales in Russia is the previous significant decline of imports caused by financial crisis in 2009. The market just bounced back to pre-crisis level last year. In future, we will see the steady growth of premium drinks around 10-20% in volume terms, as we saw it already in 2005-2008 period.